Hi Year 11, it's Mrs Hannah here to tell you about A-level biology at UCC. So the specification that we cover is an Edexcel specification, and there's an option of A or B. We do A, which is the SNAB approach. It was last updated in 2015, so that's why that date's on there. And I'll give you an overview of it. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. So you're thinking about your options. Obviously it depends how your grades come out at the end of the year. What we hope for A-level biology is at least grade 5s in English and maths, at least 6 in biology GCSE or in your trilogy science. We can look at the individual components of that and see how you're working in just biology as well, but it's really important that you're a strong science student to give yourself a really good chance at doing really well on the A-level biology course. It is very demanding. Your biology teacher would be a good person to ask if you're not sure whether you should choose biology as an A-level option, as they will know you and know what your strengths and weaknesses are. So you could speak to them, or feel free to speak to me as head of biology, and I will give you some advice based on the grades you've had in tests and the work that you've been completing, whether I think you would be suitable or better suited to a different course. If you do think, after watching this video, you'd like to look at other options, the Level 3 science course is a really good option, gets lots of people into university jobs and various training programmes. So if you want information on that one, Miss Matthews is the person to speak to. Okay. Why should you choose A-level biology then? Well, biology is a massive, diverse subject covering all kinds of different living things. If you're into plants or animals or microorganisms, or you're interested in how the living world works and habitats, medical things, sports, there will be something for you in there because it covers a huge range of all those different things. It gives you a much deeper understanding of living processes than your GCSEs do. We go into great detail of things, but that also makes it very challenging. So employers and universities like A-level biology. They call it one of the facilitating subjects. So if you see that when you're looking on the UCAS websites for course requirements, biology does count as a facilitating subject. What kind of courses do they want biology for? Well, sometimes they will require it. So if you want to study biology, you have to have done biology A-level usually. Whereas for things like chemical engineering, it might be a useful subject to have. Sometimes they just say a facilitating subject. So it might not necessarily have to be biology. You could be able to get onto that course if you've done chemistry or physics. Sometimes there are surprises because I occasionally get students that say, well, I have to do it because I want to do midwifery. They usually want biology for midwifery courses, but different universities and colleges have different requirements, so it's worth looking at those and checking whether you actually have a better option and a different option to go down before you pursue something that isn't really what you want to do, but you just think you have to get onto the course you are choosing. Okay. What will you study if you do choose A-level biology then? It's split into the 2 years. Year 12 in the lower 6th, you'll cover this topic here, topic 1, lifestyle, health and risk. It's about heart disease, cardiovascular disease, that kind of thing. Genes and health is another one about inherited conditions. The voice of the genome is more genetics, detail and various things that link into that. Biodiversity and natural resources is more of an ecology, plants and animals kind of topic. In year 13 on the wild side is mainly about ecology and climate change. Immunity, infection and forensics, quite self-explanatory. Run for your life is about the kind of muscles, bones, joints, respiration, heart, lungs, that sort of thing. And grey matter is mainly a kind of neuroscience topic about the brain and the nerves. How will you be assessed in A-level biology? At the end of year 13, there are 3 2-hour exams, 100 marks each during the May or June of that year. You'll also do a CPAC assessment as we go through the course where you do these core practicals and we judge your skills on those and the work that you produce from them, and you either pass or fail that, and if you do pass you get a certificate of practical competency. Again, some universities require that for certain courses. The exams cover these combinations of things then. So basically paper 1 is the first half of year 13 and everything from year 12. The second paper is the second half of year 13 and everything from year 12. And the third paper is everything and this pre-release article, which is released in the March for year 13. It's also covering your skills, so all the core practical stuff, various other things in there. Math skills level 2 are required throughout the course, so that's GCSE level math stuff, and also you need to have quite good practical skills about designing experiments and carrying out investigations to do really well. The SNAB bit for what our specification means is they've basically reordered the content into topics that are hung around these real life contexts. So they might be case studies of an individual, it might be a certain disease that you're looking at in detail, and they've rejigged the order of the content to make it fit into those, to make it more understandable of how it all fits together. So in Unit 1, Topic 2, in Year 12, you would study these things. And then it's thinking, well, how do they all fit together? What is it that links those? Well, the thing that links all of those is actually cystic fibrosis. They're all to do with the inherited condition cystic fibrosis. So they have grouped the biology together that explains that. And it's a good way of learning because it helps you make those links, which are really important to doing really well. An example of the sort of thing you do in Year 13 then, this one's from the grey matter. It might be introduced by saying something like, this person wants to be in the armed forces, but he's failed the eye test. You're going to act as his doctor and tell him what his treatment options are. So then you'd learn about how healthy eyes work, what's wrong with his eyes in particular, are there any treatments available that may help? And then you'd have to pull all that together and consider what could be done to help him get his position that he's hoping for. You then might learn, obviously, the structure of the eye dissections and things. We do dissections, but they are not compulsory. So if you're a particularly squeamish student, that's not a problem. We can work around that. There are none of the core practicals require any dissection. So we just do them as an extra for interest and for learning. Please feel free to email me if you've got any more questions. There's my email address, so chana@ullswatercc.co.uk. And good luck with making your options for sixth form. Take care.